Hi, this is Debbie with Book and Bujo, and welcome here. Today we are going to go over my December TBR. Alright, so how did my November go? I had a lot of books on there and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it through, but luckily I only had 5 from my TBR that I had to get through, and the rest of them were I would like to get through, but if I didn't make it, then that was okay. So first up, I had Small Angels, and that was for a physical book. I did read that. My second roll was an Amazon Borrow, and that was Furyborn. I did read that. I did like both of those books. My next roll was Even. That gave me The Last of the Moon Girls, and I am 74% of the way through that, and I still have 2 more days of the month left, so I should easily finish that today or tomorrow. And then my fourth roll was a reread, and I read The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. It's the first in the Magnus Chase series. I also loved that one. And then my fifth roll was a book over 500 pages, and I read Fool's Quest by Robin Hobb, and I loved that book. It was so good. So all the rest of the rolls were I would like to read. So for my D20 roll, I rolled a 1, and that was Of Darkness and Light by Ryan Cahill, and I'm about 25% of the way through that one, but I definitely won't finish that book. It's over 800 pages, so I won't finish that book this month. But since it wasn't a must-read, I don't necessarily need to take a punishment. My punishment is usually just before I can start my next month's TBR, I have to finish whatever books I didn't finish, so I'll easily be able to finish that the first couple days of December. I'm loving that one. It's the second book in the Bound of the Broken series. Oh, so good. Such a good series. If you haven't checked out Ryan Cahill, you gotta check him out. And then for my TBR jar, I pulled Under the Lilacs by Louisa May Alcott, and that was just adorable. What an adorable book. I did finish that. And then we have Read a Classic, and I'm reading The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien, and I am I have 50 pages left in that, and I'm reading it on audiobooks. I have about half an hour or so left, so I'll easily finish that one today. And then for my nonfiction, I read I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Such a good book. It is definitely worth the read. Such a good book. And then we get into my book club reads, and so we had the Full Moon Book Club, and that is with Jan Agaton, and I will leave her channel linked below. And we read Small Angels by Laura Owen. I loved that book. It was so good. I was just engaged the whole time, start to finish. For the Howling pack with the Wild Sasha, we read The House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. For some reason I had thought I had read this one before, but I actually read Horrid. So I did read House of Hollow, and that one also was really good. I'm glad I got to read that one. My Shadowhunter Readathon, it's with Love Lisa and Darian and a few others. I'll leave their channels linked below as well. We read The Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. I loved this book. And then for the Pop Sugar Challenge, I read The Possibilities by Callie Hart Hemmings. This was also a really good book. And then the Buzzwordathon, you had to read a book with ing in it in the title, and I read The Killing Game by Kate Bold. That was also really good. I did finish that. And then the Elderlingalong was Fool's Quest, which I finished. So that was my November, and I will have my November wrap up sometime in the next week or 2 up on my channel if you want to check that out. Alright, so for my TBRopoly for December, I always do 5 rolls, because I know I can get through 5 rolls, especially if I want to get some chunkers on there, which I usually have at least 1, sometimes 2 or 3 chunkers on there, so over 500 pages. So I always start out with 5 rolls. So November was really nice. It gave me 5 rolls, and I was able to get through all of those. So let's see how December is. So roll number. So for roll number 1, I got TBR jar, and for that I pulled Santa's Secret by Linda Lee Hargrove, and that one is a contemporary. Spoiler alert, I tried to pick all holiday winter themed books for this readathon. So then my second roll, I of course rolled a double, so now we're up to 6 rolls, and it's a non-reading prompt, and I chose watercolor and oil pastel painting. So at some point during December, I will sit down for an hour or two and probably listen to an audiobook while I'm practicing and just playing with watercolors or oil pastels. I think the one I want to do is an oil pastel one. It's a winter landscape by She's Art. And my third roll, I landed on 22 and 22, and of course I got another double, so now we're up to 7 rolls, but at least one of them was a non-reading prompt. And for this, I chose Dark Harmony, the 3rd book in the Bargainer series by Laura Thalassa. For my 4th roll, I got doubles again. That's 3 doubles in a row. And it was double 5s, double 4s, double 4s. Should we have a thing if you roll the same doubles twice? I don't know. I'm not going there this month though. So for that, I landed on an even. So my prompt was to read a graphic novel. So for this, I'm going to continue in the Buffy and the Vampire Slayer graphic novels. And this one is Hellmouth, issues 1 through 5. So I did read issue 1 earlier this year, so I'll actually read issues 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is by Jordi Belair. And then my 5th roll, luckily, was just regular roll, and that was also an even one, because I rolled a 6. And this was my most recent purchase. And so for that, it's the Nutcracker Suites at Moonglow, and it's actually the 4th book in this series, but I don't think you need to, they're all set in different seasons and stuff, so I don't think you need to read some of the previous ones to read this one. You can read them in a new order, I believe, but we'll find out. And that's by Deborah Garner. And of course, I gotta read a book by an author with my same name. Gotta support the other Debras out there. For my 6th roll, I landed on TBR jar again, and so for that, I did fill my TBR jar with all Christmas reads, just to help myself out a little. So for that, I chose, or pulled out, Sleigh Bells Ring, and this is a mystery thriller, and that's by Karen McInerney. Okay, for my 7th roll, I rolled another even, because and it was doubles, double 2s, so 4 so I got an even, and pulled an even card and got TBR jar again. So my 12 books of Christmas is stacking up really nicely here, and I chose Tales for Advent and Christmas by J. Traveler Pelton, and it's just a holiday book, short stories throughout holidays. And I believe that Tales for Advent has the story of the Christmas pickle, so I'm excited about reading more about that one. All right, for my 8th roll, and I got Amazon Borrows, I chose Song of the Marked by S.M. Gaither, and this one is a fantasy, looks really interesting. And then for my final 9th roll, I rolled an odd number and I got a prompt for Water on the Cover. And for that, I chose Boxes in the Basement, which is the 1st book in The Hen at Holiday Bay by Kathy Daly. And that one is a cozy mystery. Okay, so when I was editing my video, I realized that I got 5 doubles. So I should have 10 books total, and I only did 9 rolls. So I need to do 1 more. So roll number 10. And we got doubles again. All right, 1, 2, booktuber rec. And for that, I chose Winter House by Ben Gooderson, and that was recommended by Jade from JD Ray Reads. All right, roll number 11. 7. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's an odd card. And a light, oh, you can't see that at all, light cover. And for that, I chose The Christmas Contest by Teresa Saderholt. And that one is a romance. So now my 5 original rolls ended up into 11 total rolls. So those are the 9 that I have to read this month. And I should be able to get through them because some of them are fairly short. One of them 64 pages, one of them is 105 pages. But of course, then we have some that are, I have 2 that are over 400 pages in that. So we'll see. It'll be fun. And of course, it's the holidays, so... Although I will be traveling, so sometimes that's helpful, sometimes it's not. But I should be able to get through quite a few ebooks when I'm on the plane to go. Now the extras and book clubs and readathons I would like to participate in. So my extras... Okay, for my D20 roll, I rolled a 1, and that was Christmas Magic by Alexandra Moody, and that's another fantasy, so I'm really excited about all the fantasies I've got coming my way this month. Love fantasy. I enjoy the rom-coms, but I usually like them more as a movie than a book, even though I have quite a few on here, but they're still enjoyable. Fantasy's my favorite, but that's why I do my TBR games, so I branch out into other genres and stuff. I'm finding I actually like gothic horror a lot. I've been getting quite a bit of those with some of the book clubs and things I've been doing. Those are fun. Alright, so my readathons, or book clubs, we have the Shadowhunter Readalong, and that's, this month is Lady Midnight, and that's by Cassandra Clares. It's the first book in the Dark Artifices series. For Pop Sugar, this is the last one, and I will have completed every single prompt on the Pop Sugar 2022 challenge. Very excited about that. And that is Lovelight Farms, and it's the first book in the Lovelight series, and that's by B.K. Borison. And then the Elderlingalong, this is, they've already finished, I'm still catching up, but I'm reading the last book in the Realm of the Elderlings family of books, and that's Assassin's Fate by Robin Hobb, and it's the 3rd book in the Fits and the Fools series. So I'm very excited about that one. That one, to me, that one's my priority. I want to make sure I get that one read and not rush through it, but actually just sit and enjoy it. And then we have the Full Moon Book Club, and that one we're reading Horrid by Katrina Leno. So I actually did read that one last year. So if I have time, I will read it again. If not, then I won't worry about it. That one's not a huge priority. I did like that one though. I believe I gave it 4 stars. It was very interesting. For the Howling Pack Book Club for December, we're reading The Dark Between the Trees by Fiona Barnett, and that one is a gothic horror, so I'm very excited to get into that one. I'm going to continue reading Quiet Thunder as well. And for my classic book, I'm going to read A Kidnapped Santa Claus by L. Frank Baum. And this one's only 31 pages. It's from the 1800s, and it's some short stories, and I'm sure it's going to be adorable. And then my nonfiction book, I'm going to be reading More Wonder, Experiencing Christmas by Betsy Duffy. And again, that one's a super short one. It's only 73 pages, but it is a nonfiction. So I was able to stick with my holiday theme for most of these. So I always do a 12 books of Christmas and a 12 movies of Christmas. I don't always get time for all the movies, but we'll see. We actually started watching the movies already, but not my favorites. So the 12 movies of Christmas are kind of my absolute favorites that I just have to watch every single year just because I love them. So we'll see if I can get to all of them or not. So the 12 books of Christmas, some of these I've already have on my regular TBR. So Santa's Secret, Nutcracker Sweets at Moonglow, Sleigh Bells Ring, Tales for Advent at Christmas, Boxes in the Basement, Christmas Magic, Lovelight Farms, A Kidnapped Christmas, and More Wonder. Those ones are already on my TBR, so that makes it easy. The other ones I would like to get to is The Christmas Contest by Teresa Saderholt, You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince by Timothy Janowski. So that's one of my favorite. I love The Grinch. I love that song. So even though it's not actually on my list this year for movies, but I do love it. I love that song. So much fun. The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher, and The Holiday Trap by Roan Parrish. So those are the 12 books of Christmas I would like to get to. The 12 movies of Christmas, I am a huge believer that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It is. there's a Santa, there's an office Christmas party, there's snow, I mean, there's so many reasons why this is a Christmas movie. Feel free to disagree with me. Totally fine, but it's a Christmas movie in my mind. So Die Hard, Scrooge, Christmas Vacation. Gotta have those. I didn't get to White Christmas last year, so I would like to watch that this year. I did watch It's a Wonderful Life last year, so I'm not going to watch it this year. A Christmas Kiss, Holiday in Handcuffs, Spirit of Christmas, those are all favorites of mine. Christmas Bell, Christmas Lodge, Christmas Cupid's really cute. Christmas with a View is a new favorite. I love Pete's Christmas and 12 Dates of Christmas, so we'll see if I get to all those or not. Other people's readathons that I would like to participate in is Lightfall 2022, Old Favor Pass. That's part of G from Book Roast, her magical readathon, and it's with Aurelium. So this one, there's no tracking, you don't submit anything, it's all just here's some prompts, have fun, and we're going to read from December 9th to the 18th. So it's just a specific time period. So I'm going to save all of my short books for this readathon so I could try to get through all of them. And it's really fun. So there's 6 different shops. She has a map, all these different shops that you get to go visit. So you can either do a random number generator or roll a die, and that if you get a 3, you go to the 3rd shop on the map. If you get a 2, you go to the 2nd shop, and the 6, you go to the 6th shop, and you just keep rolling until you've gotten to all the shops. Or if you just love a specific genre of books, you can hang out in that shop, and there's 3 different prompts you can do. So I did pick out a prompt or a book for every single prompt, knowing that I won't get to all of them. But since I do have a lot of books that are under 100 pages, I can easily finish 2 or 3 in a day for that, so I'd be able to finish most of them. But I want to try and at least finish 1 prompt for each location. And I will leave her channel linked below if you want to see a little bit more about that. And I'll just go through the main 6 that I'll be doing. So in the Old Tales bookshop, I'll be reading a mystery or a thriller, and that one will be Sleigh Bells Ring by Karen McInerney. For Shawl and Shank Legitimate Retailer, it's reading a horror book, and I'll be reading Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Hellmouth. For Wallace's Wonderful Winter Wanimals, read a fantasy, and that will be Assassin's Fate. We'll see if I can fit that into that time period. If not, then I'll swap it up, maybe with The Song of the Marked or one of the other fantasy books that I have. And then for the next shop, it's Smith and Friends and Sons, Arcane Goods and Such. And we're reading a contemporary, and that'll be Santa's Secret. For Occult Premonitions, we read a science fiction, and that one I want to read Winter House by Ben Gooderson. That one looks really cute. And then the last stop is The Rich Pigeon Pub, and that one there's no prompts. It's just talks about have a drink, listen to some music, watch some theater. All right, so next we have the Festive Readathon with Steph Loves, and that is December 10th and 11th, so it coincides with G's readathon with Aurelium, her magical readathon, so you can double up on all the books for that. And she has 9 prompts, 3 of them I think are books, there's a free space, and then the other 3 are self-care items. So share your TBR on socials, so that's really easy. So you just create your TBR and you pop it up on the Discord channel that she has, or on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. And then for the next one is Eat or Drink Something Festive. Festive colors on the cover. So that's the first reading prompt, and I will be reading Nutcracker Sweets at Moonglow. You'll notice all of these books are repeated. Illustrated cover, your next book prompt. I'm going to read Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. And then we have a free space, and then a self-care item. So do something for self-care. And then the last book prompt of the Festive Readathon is Festive Word in the Title, and I'll be reading Christmas Magic. And then the next one is Take Part in a Sprint, so I'll be taking part in a sprint on Steph Love's channel, and if G ends up having one for the Magical Readathon, then I'll do that one as well. And then watch a festive movie. And the next one is Cozy Readathon, and that one is with Books and Bops. And I did the Halloween readathon with them, and it was really fun and really cute. And they have a Discord as well. I'll leave their channels linked below as well. And this one has 12 prompts, and they're all book related. So the first one is book you really want to finish in 2022. So I really want to finish Dark Harmony, the third book in the Bargainer series, because it's the last one. And then I'll be done with that series. And it was a really good series. I do really enjoy it. Just always feels nice to complete a full series. Elves on the cover, character or theme in the book. And this one will be Christmas Magic, because that one it does say there's elves in the book. A book that makes you shiver. So this one I'm going to choose. I was debating between a book that had a lot of snow because cold, shivers, and more of a horror book that's scary, shivers. So I ended up going with The Dark Between the Trees, which is more of the scary shivers. And this readathon is month long, so there'll be time to get all these in. So the fourth prompt is reminds you of a holiday movie, and for that I chose Santa's Secret, a holiday themed book, and that I chose Lovelight Farms, an adventure book, Assassin's Fate by Robin Hobb, Candy Cane's Stripes on the cover. I chose Nutcracker Sweets at Moonglow because there is an actual lollipop candy cane on the cover. Book you'd love to give or receive, and that I put in The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher. Blue on the cover, Tales for Advent and Christmas. The whole cover is completely blue, a really light blue with a little snow globe. It's very cute. Book with magical realism, Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. A cozy book, Sleigh Bells Ring, because it's a cozy mystery. And then book with snow on the cover, Boxes in the Basement. So the last readathon that I'm participating in for December is the Reindeer Readathon, and it's the fourth year for the Reindeer Readathon with Break-Even Books, and it's really fun. So you get to, you sign up, and then he actually goes through and chooses what team you're going to be on, and there's Team Mistletoe, Snowflake, Nutcracker, Stocking, and Candy Cane. And then he emails you back and lets you know what team you've been chosen to be on. So I'm on Team Snowflake with Noelle 7 Pages, and I will leave both channels linked below for you. So it's going to be very fun. And then it's a competitive one, so it's whatever team has the most points wins at the end, and there's actually some prizes and stuff as well. So each prompt is based off of one of Santa's reindeer, and then there's bonus prompts for extra points. I'll leave his channel linked below if you want to check out all the rules and how everything works. For Dasher, which is worth 15 points, you finish a series. So for that I will be reading Assassin's Fate by Robin Hobb, because that will complete that entire series. Dancer is 10 points, and it's cursive, flowy, or elegant font on the cover, and most of the holiday books that I have chosen have that on there, but I picked Nutcracker Sweets at Moonglow. Prancer, 20 points, and that's favorite season or colors from favorite season on the cover, and I'm picking Dark Harmony by Laura Thalassa. And it's mainly all black, and that makes me think of Halloween, and Halloween makes me think of fall, and fall's one of my favorite seasons. I was going to pick Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because that one has orange all over the cover, and again, that makes me think of fall, but I chose that for a different prompt. So Vixen, 15 points, want to read but fear it's overhyped, and that one is where I chose Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Hellmouth, issues 1 through 5. Comet, 25 points. Book with an astronomical word in the title, like sky, sun, moon, star, etc. And I chose Lovelight Farms, has light in there. And then Cupid for 15 points, favorite trope. And that one I chose Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. Most YA books have a very fun trope. I'm not super picky on my tropes. And then Donner, 20 points, want to read but not a fan of the cover. For that I chose Santa's Secret by Linda Lee Hargrove. I'm usually not a fan of an actual person on the cover. I like the more illustrated covers instead of a real life person on them, and this one is just a person's face. So. Blitzen, 20 points. You do a random number generator between 0 and 9, and then whatever number you get, the book you read has to end on that page number. So I did that, and I got a 6, and that is Boxes in the Basement, and 146 pages. And then Rudolph, 15 points, start a new series, and that I actually have quite a few on here that are the first in a series, but The Song of the Marked by S.M. Gaither, that's the first in a series. The bonus points are in addition to the other points, so it's not an extra book, but if one of the books you have picked on your list also fits the bonus prompt, then you just add those points to it. So for Christmas Star, 25 points, read a book over 500 pages, and for that I chose Assassin's Fate, which I'm already reading for the Dasher prompt. For Christmas Lights, it's 15 points, and read an ebook And actually most of these are ebooks, but I chose Nutcracker Suites at Moonglow, which I also chose for the dancer prompt. And then Christmas Carols, 20 points, or listen to an audiobook, and for that is The Song of the Marked, which is the Rudolph prompt. And so the last one is Slaying It, and that's 50 points. And if you completed all 9 of the reindeer prompts, you can redo one prompt and get an extra 50 points for that. So for that, I chose the Blitzen prompt, which is the random number generator. So I generated another number and I got a 3. And for that, I will be reading More Wonder, Experiencing Christmas, and that one is 73 pages. That's it, like the 500 books I have on my list for the December TBR. So 9 that I have to read, 8 actually, because the other one is a painting prompt. So the 8 books plus all of the fun extras that I will be doing later. Thank you so much for joining me for my December TBRopoly with the multitude of doubles and a lot of books. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos from me. And thanks for joining me again, and I will see you in the comments. Bye.